Hello and welcome to my new tutorial. Today, as you can see, I have a book here. What could that mean? Today we're going to create some bookmarks. Yeah, some fabric bookmarks. They're made out of canvas, which we're going to color with some self-made spray ink using the Faber Castell gelatos, and yeah, with some sewing and some added book pages or book paper. In the end, in a few simple steps, you will have some really fun, unique and very sturdy bookmarks, perfect for some summer reading fun. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to use to create my bookmarks are, first of all, the Faber Castell Design Memory Craft gelatos. I'm just gonna pick a couple random colors. We're gonna need from the tool set those tiny spritzer bottles and the dropper tool, and we're going to create some self-made spray paint and some liquid paint to drop on with our gelatos and some water. What else we're going to need is, I have a canvas sheet. This one is by Prima Marketing. A canvas sheet, some old book pages, which are kind of, you know, a perfect match for a bookmark. And then I'm going to use some of those Prima flowers and some ribbon. You could use any ribbon you have on hand. Yeah, actually that is it. And I think we're just going to start by creating our spray paint. Okay, so first of all, you just pick some matching gelato colors. Let's see. I think I'm gonna use this one, which is a pistachio, and yeah, that's a nice combination. This is metallic melon. Let's say those two, and I'm gonna use some black for the dropper tool to create some black splatters. Okay. So what you're gonna do, you take your mini water bottle and you take your gelato stick and you just use a craft knife or whatever you have and scrape some of this color, some of this gelato stick into your bottle. You kind of have to experiment a little with the amount of color you put in there. It depends on how intense you want the color, the spray color, to be. Okay. Okay, now let's do this with the second color. Do it the same way. And since you won't use this up, you probably won't use this up for one project, you can just buy a couple of those small bottles and yeah, create a spray paint from each of your gelato colors. And then you always have the matching spray paints for your gelatos, which is kind of fun. You can even label them, so you always have the matching spray paint. Okay, let's add some water to this. And before, just do the same with the dropper tool. Just adding some of the black gelato to it. Okay, now I'm gonna get me some water. Alright, now I have added some water to it. It works best if you use some lukewarm or warm water. And the pigments from the gelatos, they resolve in the water. You really need to shake it well until those flakes have resolved in the water. Okay, next I'm taking my canvas sheet and I'm just, since there's already this, pattern printed on there, I'm just using my spray paint and add a color wash, to it. Next I'm using this dropper tool and I'm just lifting up some of the black paint and I'm just going to add some drops of black to my canvas. Now we're gonna let this dry and then we will just go on. Okay, now this has dried completely and since this canvas, it will start to roll up when you put the water on there, so you have to iron it. I just ironed it from the back and then it's nice and flat again. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm using my cutting machine and I'm going to cut some even stripes of the fabric for my bookmark. And I'm just doing, let's say, 2 or 3 different sizes. 1, 2, and 3. Now you have those stripes and you're just gonna cut them in half again. Because later we're going to sew those 2 pieces on top of each other. could even leave it like that and just fold it, but since I want to sew something on top of one side, I'm just cutting it in half, so it's going to be a little easier. And I'm going to do this with all of my pieces. And then you have your 4 pieces for your bookmark, you know, one side and the other side. Okay, next I have some craft paper and some old book pages, and I'm just cutting some shapes out of those papers to add to the bookmark as embellishments. Let's say first I'm going to do some circles, and I kind of like it if they're irregular, you know, that don't have to be the perfect circle. If you want the perfect circle, of course you could work with a tool like that, you know, trace it and then cut it out. But yeah, that's actually not what I want. I like them to be slightly off and not perfect. When you're cutting out your shapes, always, you know, check if the size, you know, matches the bookmark you want to work on. Now I'm cutting some circles out of the book paper, the book page. Let's say on this one I'm going to do a heart. Oops. Again, I don't need or don't want a perfect heart. I want it to look, you know, hand cut. Another one. Let's say I'm just doing some lines on there. So now you could add some color to your elements if you want to, or you could just leave them as they are. Grab some of my gelatos, add some color to it, and blend it with my finger. You could also use the spray paint you've prepared earlier, so you could just experiment with it. Let's add a little bit of water to it to blend the colors. Like that, for example. Actually, that looks kind of neat. I think I'm going to do this to those as well. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I will adhere those cut out parts to my canvas, and afterwards I will sew this down with a sewing machine. So I will just adhere it with a small piece of photo tape, so it's, you know, sticking down, and afterwards I can sew it on. Okay, so now the first thing I'm gonna do is is I'm taking the front part with the designs on there, and I'm using my sewing machine. Unfortunately, I can't show you this part, but I will just sew around those circles to adhere them to the front piece of the canvas, and I'll be back afterwards. Alright, now I've been sewing those paper pieces down. I just used some random stitches like the zigzag stitch and a normal stitch to kind of doodle on there to adhere those paper pieces. And the next or last thing we're going to do, we're going to find the matching pieces for the front and the back. Oops. Like that. And we're gonna grab some ribbon, which you're going to put in here so it's sticking out at the top. And I just have some ribbons here. Let's see which ones I'm going to pick. Some owl ribbon here, which is kind of cute because like a book owl. Let's see, some ribbon with hearts for this one maybe. So I'm just cutting some pieces. Let's do this one first. Did I had using this one. Okay, so I'm going to just cut 2 pieces of this, which I'm going to put in here. So it's sticking out at the top. So when you put it into your book, you have those ribbon pieces sticking out. And since we're going to sew those 2 pieces together, I will do the same as we did with the designs on top. I will just adhere this with some photo tape. Doesn't have to, you know, hold a lot because, like I said, we will sew this later, but just to keep it in place. Okay, we can pull this off, gluing them on top of each other, and the next thing we're going to do, we're gonna just place this on top. So I will just add some more of the photo tapes. Make sure not to place the photo tapes around the edges because that's where we are going to sew, and the needle will work through the glue pads, but if you do this a lot, your nail or needle won't last for very long. So try to avoid sewing through sticky parts like photo tape. Okay, now I'm gluing this down just to hold it in place. There you go. And next thing, I will just prepare the other 2, and then I will just sew around the edges. Okay, so we're ready with this part, and I will just hop on over to the sewing machine to just stitch those parts together, and then we're done. Okay, there you go. Our bookmarks are ready. I've just sewn around the edges with a straight stitch line and with a zigzag stitch. Also added some decorative stitching with my sewing machine. And yeah, now you have some fun fabric canvas bookmarks, which are very, very sturdy, and you know, they don't tear or anything. And yeah, I really love them. They're lightweight and they're ready to go into your favorite book.